Hello, and welcome to Creative Spaces, where we interview bands in cool places around Des Moines. Today we'll be interviewing Munk Rivers, a yearn-core indie band started in 2024 with roots all the way back to 2018. We'll be interviewing them in Cafe Chai, an Indian cafe started by owners Jaswinder Kaur and Parminder Singh. They started the cafe last November as their latest business venture. Here's the interview. Hey Munk Rivers, tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm Charlotte, and I sing in the band and I songwrite.
I'm Max, I play bass.
I'm Missy, I play drums.
I'm Tucker and I play guitar. Munk Rivers got started a couple years ago when my sister and I decided to move down to Des Moines from Webster City. And we just started playing some open mics in town with some songs that Charlotte had written. And then we pretty quickly realized that we wanted a rhythm section. So we sought out a bass player and a drummer. And we found the best two on this side of the Mississippi in Max and Izzy at a house party here at Drake. So we're very thankful to Drake University for that.
Yearn-core is like just a little genre name that we came up with. I didn't totally get it at first, but I think the first few songs I wrote, I was definitely like trying to evoke the feelings of like wanting something in your life or wanting someone in your life. And I think it's just like a really good, yearning is such a relatable, accessible feeling. And it's a really great rubric to like start with to like get an audience to relate to the music and feel something. So I think yearn-core to me means just like, making music that's emotional and follows sort of a structure that resembles like the process of emotion and like the rises and falls of it. And so I think we like work with that inspiration a lot, just from like a song structure part of it.
I think the hardest part about being a musician is learning how to balance all the aspects of your life with your creative life, because you want to write and you want to perform and you want to jam, but you also need to pay the bills, have a job, and have a social life. Family is important to me as well. So for me, the hardest part is just balancing all of those things.
What always like comes to mind for me is when we have the song Highland, and we wrote it in like 15 minutes, or we wrote it like a good majority of what it is today in like 15 minutes, because Izzy had to like leave the room at a practice to go on a call, but the rest of us were just sitting there, and either me or Tucker just started playing, and within like 15 minutes we essentially had like most of the song ready, and then Izzy came back in and was like, man, you guys like just wrote all that without me, and then laid down like the drum part immediately. So yeah, that was just like felt like a very emblematic moment of like who we are and how we like create art.
I think like genre-wise, what inspires me, we have like a lot of shared inspiration with like the bands we type like model our stuff after. So like 2010s indie rock stuff, I think probably. So like Death Cab for Cutie, The Killers, Florence and the Machine, bands like those. And then I also find like songwriting inspiration from like just poetic devices and poetry. So I really like stuff that's really yearny. So like Emily Dickinson and Charles Bukowski and poets like that. And then I also just find a lot of inspiration from like Des Moines and my community and the places I go to seek out creative juices, like the Art Center and the roller rink and just like hanging out around town. So yeah, I'm really inspired by this city, and I think it all comes together to make Munk songs.
I think it's really important to support local bands, because when you're supporting local bands, whether it's by buying their merch or showing up to their shows, you're supporting an act that is contributing to Des Moines' local music ecosystem. And when our local music ecosystem is strong, then that makes larger national touring acts more likely to come here, because Des Moines is a city that is unfortunately really neglected, I feel like, when it comes to touring acts, because we have cities like Chicago and Omaha, Kansas City all around us that attract those acts, and they look over Des Moines. And I think that people are more likely to come to Des Moines and want to tour here if there are cool local bands that could open for them.
We have a ton of shows coming up. If you want to check that out, you can go to our Instagram at Munk Rivers, or our Spotify. If you click on like the events thing, it'll show you our shows too. And then as far as releases go, we have an EP called Demise Rivers that's going to be out soon, we hope. But that's kind of the only upcoming release. And then we are planning on releasing an album after that, or making an album and releasing it. So.
That's all for a conversation with Munk Rivers. For more of their upcoming music, make sure to check out their Instagram page. As for Creative Spaces, if you want to see more of our content, we'll be on the True Blue Studio channel. That's all. Thanks for watching.